What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Got a story time for you today. This happened this past weekend, and I thought I would make a video to warn everybody about this type of situation and what can happen. So, I almost got scammed by Jiffylube. So, this happened this past Saturday, and what happened was I went up to Jiffylube. I took my wife's car up to Jiffylube to get an oil change. And when I pulled up, I started talking to the guy working there, and I actually just dealt with him a couple of weeks ago when I took our other car to get an oil change. So he started asking me like what kind of oil I wanted to get in the car, and he also suggested that I get a fuel system cleaner in there to help with the gas mileage and help clean out the fuel system. So I decided to go ahead and get that too. He also mentioned the car possibly needing a tune-up, but I told him that I'll look into that and get that at a later date. So I pulled up and they did the oil change and the fuel cleaner and everything, and um, I see him come to the car and he's looking at something, and he comes back to me and he's like, "We checked your battery, and the battery in this car is really bad." And he pulls out like a receipt, I guess, from the machine that they use to check the battery, and it has like a bar at the bottom of it where the bar is supposed to be all the way across if your battery's good, and the bar was like less than halfway. And he's like, "This is really bad. Like within the next couple of days, you could be anywhere, and your car could leave you stranded. You need to get this taken care of right away." And he starts telling me about the batteries that they have, and that normally their batteries cost $299, and you get a warranty, but he'll give it to me for $230. And I told him, you know what, I'll check that out myself, and I'll come back, and if I decide to get a battery from you. And he just kept trying to haggle with me and trying to get me to get a battery. So finally got done there, and I left. And the first place I went was immediately to Tampa Bay Battery, which wasn't that far from where I got this oil change. And that's where I got the last battery for this car. Fortunately, they were closed because it was Saturday, and they actually closed at 12. So I ended up going around to AutoZone, and I had the lady come out, and she checked the battery, and she said, "Sir, your battery's perfectly fine." And I was like, "Are you sure?" I just went to Jiffy Lube, and the guy told me that the battery was bad. And I showed her the receipt that he gave me, and she checked it again, and she checked it at the wattage that the receipt showed that he checked it at. And she again said the battery's perfectly fine. And she told me that he was probably just trying to sell me a battery, and that's why he was telling me all those things, but the battery's perfectly fine. So that goes to show that, I could have believed him and bought a whole new battery when my battery was perfectly fine in this car. So that just goes to show that when you get work done on your car, you have to be very vigilant, and don't let these people just talk you into buying anything or doing any kind of work to your car without being absolutely sure that you need it, and you know being sure that they're not trying to rip you off. So, and it's crazy because I've been to that Jiffy Lube a couple times before, and they never did that before. But I've been driving it ever since Saturday, and no issues with it, so it's perfectly fine. I just wanted to share that with you guys and let you know to be very vigilant, and not let something like that happen to you. But that's all I have for you today. Just make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know if you had any situations that you run into that have been like that. And just continue to follow along, and I'll be back at you soon with another video.